Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we are doing part 8 of my 2016 Q&A series. You guys asked me a ton of questions. I'm still working my way through them. We're getting there. We're almost done, but I'm still going. So I'm just going to keep going up the list, or it's not really a list. I'm going through the comment section. Just going to take them one by one, answer them as fast as I can, and hopefully I'll get your question. If I don't, hang around. It might get answered in a future video. First question comes from Trellin Anime Fan. Sorry. His question is, why does SH Figure Arts have release dates on them? And he goes on to explain his question. His point is that they don't show up when the date is. And how that works is, any figure, not just SH Figure Arts, any figure that gets produced will have a release date on it. That is the date that they are officially available to the public. But that doesn't mean that they get to the retailer and are available instantly on that date. Oftentimes it means they're available to the public in a specific market, and then they still have to get shipped. Like for instance, the Figure Arts, they have to get shipped from China or Japan to here. They have to come all the way here, and then from that distribution go to the various retailers, and then those retailers can sell them. So sometimes that happens ahead of time and they're able to sell them at the release date. Sometimes it takes a lot longer, they get held up, whatever the case is, and then they don't come out for a while after the release date. So it's just a matter of shipping, really. Sometimes it happens faster, sometimes it happens slower. There's really nothing to do about that. It has zero control, or the manufacturer, wow. The retailers have zero control over that. So if you're talking about Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon or anybody else, they have no control over that at all. It just depends on when they literally get the figures in. That's all. Kim Carey's dad asks, what type of camera do you use for your videos? The camera I'm using is a Canon T6i. It's a digital SLR camera. It's not the best for videos. That's why occasionally I have focus issues. It does record video, obviously. It's what I'm using right now. But they're not the same as video cameras. The depth of field is very small, especially with the lens I have. So it's often trying to focus on something that's not quite where it's supposed to be, and it has trouble doing that. If I start making more money, I plan to keep this camera because it's really good still. I mean, I need it for photos anyway, but if I start making more money, then I'm going to get a nicer video camera that has a really nice depth of field and a super close focus, and it'll make the videos better. But this camera's already done that. I think it's tremendously better than my old camera, even though it could focus real quick. It wasn't a very clear picture, really. So anyway, it's a DSLR Canon T6i. Alex Morgan asks, when did you start playing Halo? When Halo came out? Been there since the beginning. Didn't own an Xbox right away, but I played it at friends' houses and things like that. And so I've played it the entire time it's existed. Even prior to, really, because I played the demo at GameStop. Was it FuncoLand back then still? I don't think it was. I think it was already GameStop. I don't remember. Danny Baltazar asks 3 questions, so I'm going to run through them really quickly. What's your favorite type of figures to collect? Nicely sculpted, fun-looking, eye-catching, well-articulated figures. That's very vague, but that's true. What's the most expensive figure you have bought? That's a tough question. I have some statues, but those, I guess they count as figures, but they're not action figures. The most expensive individual figure that I've purchased is probably, well, it's going to be the Hot Toys Deadpool, I think. It's probably the most expensive one I've purchased. I have a lot of expensive figures, but I don't think I paid that much for any of them. And what's my cat's name? I have 3 cats currently. They were all originally foster cats that didn't find homes, so they ended up staying here, so they all have generic names. One is Little Boy because he was the smallest male cat that was being fostered at the time. One is Little Girl because she was the smallest female cat. And one is Fluffy because he was bald. No, he was Fluffy, so that's the names they got. And then when I had to keep them, the names just stuck, so that's what it is. Cesare Kloska asks, do you smoke weed? No, never have, never will. It's dumb. I don't see the benefit to it. I don't condone it. I don't recommend it. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. That kind of thing. Inkfingers7 asks a question. Most people are asking questions that are figure-based, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. That's my expertise. But he's got some questions, or at least one. I haven't read the whole thing. It's a little out of the realm of action figures, do I have any celebrity crushes? He says he's just trying to spice it up a bit. Celebrity crushes, I don't know. There are some that I really enjoy looking at. One of those would be Jessica Biel. She's quite attractive. What else? Who else? I like Kate Beckinsale a whole bunch. And no one else really comes to mind, I guess. I like those two a lot. There's a bunch that I'm just not thinking of currently. But, yeah, I guess those. A figure-related... Oh, now he's got a figure-related question. That's fine. What is your aim when posing a figure you're displaying? Do you just go for a vanilla standing pose? Do you go for a thematic pose? And he goes on to elaborate a little bit more. I don't have anything on display currently, so I can't really speak to what I'm doing. But when I do put my stuff on display, because eventually I'm going to, this is my plan, there's two schools of thought as far as I'm concerned. One is pose them in like an iconic pose, and that's awesome. It makes a much more dynamic display, much more fun to look at, takes up a lot more space. And I have a ton of figures, so I'm going to have to go the second route, which the second route is just a vanilla pose, like put them in a hero pose, have everybody stand like that, call it a day. I'm probably going to have to do that. I've got like over 2,000 figures, and they are not going to fit if I put them all in crazy poses. Sad face. Taylor Jock asks, would you want Tamashii Nations to make an SH Figure Arts First Form Frieza or Cell or maybe Cell Jr.? Yes. Any of the core villains, core heroes, I want them to make. We don't really need Champa or what's the other one's name? I don't even know the names anymore. All these super characters, they're fine, but save them. We need to finish the G Fighters. We need them. G Fighters. I was talking about G Gundam a minute ago. Z Fighters. We need Yamcha. We need Tien and Chiatsu. But yes, I would like to have other forms of Frieza. I would like other forms of Cell. I would like Cell Jr. I would like all of those things. We need them all, as far as I'm concerned. Definitely. Absolutely. I want those. Bandai, listen. I want them. Make them. Alfonso Padron. Alfonso, are you the Alfonso that's currently commissioning me? If you are, thanks. A lot of work got done on your figure today. You'll be excited to know that. If you're not, then that didn't make any sense to you. His question is, what mods have you made to your Pontiac Firebird / Trans Am, if any? How much rear wheel horsepower and torque does it make to the wheels? I have. First of all, it's a WS6. It's a 2000, so it doesn't have the better intake, unfortunately. But I did put in an SLP. Is it an SLP? It's been years since I did this. I think it's an SLP. Yeah, SLP intake, a smooth bellow, mass airflow sensor. Most of you guys have probably no idea what I'm talking about, but oh well. It has off-road Y-pipe, so no congestion there. Headers, long tube headers. No catalytic converters, and very minimal exhaust. So it's nice and loud, but not too loud because it's a daily driver. And that's it. It's got some tuning to it, but nothing else. I don't really have money or time to work on the car too much more than that, so it's done that. I've done that. Everything else is just cosmetic because, like I said, daily driver. I just want it to look good and sound good and drive well. So that's about it. As far as horsepower and torque, I have no idea about torque. I have no idea about the rear wheel horsepower. So hard to say that. I'm estimating because they say that they quoted it a little bit low to sell it more when it first came out. I'm estimating it's around 365 if I had to guess, but that's probably not to the wheels. I don't know. I've never dynoed it or anything like that. Like I said, I don't race it or anything, so it's just a fun car to have. Good question though. Honest Blur asks, you're obviously extremely talented at what you do, so do you ever have toy companies reach out to you for a job? If so, why have you continued to work solo and make customs? If this isn't the case, if a toy company ever reaches out to you, would you join them? The answer is, yeah, kind of. I've done some type of stuff with a couple of companies, just talking to them though. It's kind of like not the actual production side of things. It was more like ideas and concepts and things like that. So nothing ever actually came of that because it wasn't the purpose. But otherwise, no, I haven't worked with any companies. And if they did ask me, depending on the company, depending on the job, sure, I'd be happy to professionally do what I do now, even though I consider it professional now. Who's to say you can't be a professional and self-employed, especially in the field of art, right? Whatever. I would do it if it was the right job at the right company. Istemi Han Iljan, sorry, I probably butchered that name, I apologize. Does a company sponsor you in some way, sending figures, paying for reviews, handling merch, etc.? No sponsorships in that sense. They're not actually sponsoring me. Nobody's ever paid me for a review. I won't do that. Because my reviews are always 100% honest, whether I get the figure for free or not. And if they want to pay me to review it, fine, I'll take the money, but it's not going to garner a better review. It's going to be still a 100% honest review. So there's that. I get paid through these various crates, like Loot Crate and all those guys, which I mostly tell you guys not to buy. If you guys buy one using my link, I get a couple of dollars, but I've always been upfront about that. So there's that. And then every once in a while, a company sends me a free figure because I'm going to review it. But like I said, I've always made it clear that I don't give beneficial reviews for free figures. And that's why I barely get any. I do get some from NECA. And I get some, like occasionally, I'll get like from odds and ends, like the TNC Street Fighter things, I've gotten those. And then the Haya aliens, I got those. I don't get much because most companies won't give you a free figure for review if you're going to be honest. That's just the way it is. They want to give you a free figure for a positive review. And I'll give a figure a positive review if it earns it. Otherwise, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to get free stuff. As nice as that would be, I'm here to review things. And so that's why I don't get much free stuff. Good question, though. I think most of you guys probably already knew most of that, but still, good question. Kirono. I can't tell if that's supposed to be Japanese, or not supposed to be, if it is Japanese or what, so I probably butchered that, I apologize. Big fan, thank you, appreciate it. Only question is, have you seen the anime series One Punch Man, and what are your thoughts? I have not yet seen it, I'm waiting for a dub. I can't watch subbed anime just because I have to read the screen and sculpt and paint at the same time, and I can't, so I have to wait for the dub. But I'm excited to see it, I hear it's pretty good. So I'm looking forward to it, but I haven't yet seen it. Good question. Thanks for all the questions, guys. That was another bunch. I still have an incredible amount to go. I'm going to keep going. If you haven't had your question answered yet, maybe it'll come up in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos every day. We do figure reviews, custom figures, video game playthroughs, things like that, movie and TV talk, all kinds of stuff. So make sure you subscribe. And in the meantime, keep collecting.